Hey guys, so today we are talking all about hair. I always get questions about hair when it gets to a certain point because over the years, I'm very like, I'll cut it, I'll grow it, I'll cut it, I'll grow it. It'll be very long, it'll be very short. And right now, for me, this I consider kind of mid-length. And some people that have short hair will say, wow, your hair is really long. People that are used to long hair might say, well, that's more like mid-length or a little shorter. So it's kind of depending, but when it gets to this point, I always feel like, yes, I've got long hair again. I feel like I'm very aware of different ways to take care of it at this point, how to grow it faster and longer, products that I use, ways that I care for it, and I am to the point now in my life, finally, like at 32, where I actually know how to style my hair in ways, and like, let's not get fancy. If you watch my videos, you know I am not a hair, like half the time I will bust up on here with like my hair in a ponytail, and I just don't care. And it's really not because sometimes I don't care, it's just because I'm aware of the fact that I don't want to style it every day. I don't want to like heat style my hair and go crazy. So I think that you have to find ways that work for you. And like I said, at my age, at 32, I finally figured it out, I think. I figured out that less is more, that you can, do different things and save yourself time, and your hair will look better because of it, and it'll be healthier and just easier. So a lot of you guys might think, well, it's easy for you to say you don't have to do much to your hair because you got straight hair. Well, if I had curly hair or very frizzy hair, I would still have probably the same journey. Your whole life you're figuring out like what's best for my hair. Even though I've got straight and fine hair, my whole life it's been just like, bleh, and what do I do with it? And how do I get it looking like pretty, like it's got some volume and some life, without it falling by lunchtime, or without just using tons of heat and curl on it every day, and making it crunchy with like gross styling products. Just for like a fun fact, and we'll get into this in a moment, I'm on third day hair. Okay, so I wanna show you guys like how, and look, it looks clean, it's not gross. And I'm gonna show you, because I think less is more. The less you do to your hair, the more it's gonna thank you. It's gonna get like longer and prettier. And I really don't buy into all of the like crazy hair growth vitamins. I think if you're really deficient in something and you take a vitamin, you'll probably know a bit of a difference. But I think if you're just like eating normally and you're fine, because I can't take those vitamins. I used to take prenatals when I was pregnant. Obviously, I was super religious about that. But I can't take things with a lot of biotin or anything because it really breaks my skin out. So I've never really needed to do that. If you just eat kind of a balanced, just regular diet, I think you'll be fine. And I don't think that you really need all of that extra like hair vitamins and all this. And you may notice a difference, because usually if you take the steps, and I'm not saying these things don't work, I'm saying they do work, especially if you're deficient in those things anyways. But if you like are saying, okay, I'm gonna spend money on hair vitamins, or I'm really gonna take this step to do this, chances are you're probably doing other things and you're in a zone where you're taking care of your hair anyways. So I kind of just, I wanna kind of share with you guys everything that I'm using, my, how I really grow it longer. And I think it's just a lot easier and more extremely common sense than you'd think. I think that people kind of tend to overthink it, and I certainly did. I feel like at 32, I finally figured out how to do my hair, and I finally figured out things that work for me, and ways to do it that I like, products that I like, and there's no like magic formula products. I think that this might be really reassuring, or not reassuring, but kind of like good for a lot of you, because you probably have a lot of these things, and I think people just overthink it, and they think there's miracle products, and they spend way too much money, and I've been there and whatever. So, but I wanna get like super common sense with you for a second here. If you wanna grow out your hair, don't cut your freaking hair. Like, yeah, it's not gonna look like a perfect like blunt cut, or it may look, a little, I don't even wanna say that. I feel like if you just skip a couple haircuts, you're not gonna die, like it'll be fine. You may get to the point where the ends are a little thinner, but you'll at least be to a step where when you do get a couple inches cut off, then you'll be at a really blunt, like healthy cut place where then it will grow. And that is every single time I get to this, that's what always happens. And then my hair just takes off, or it seems like it takes off. It's not growing at a faster rate, it's just showing the growth. So I've said this before, when people say that getting regular haircuts makes your hair grow faster, it doesn't mean that it's stimulating it to grow faster. It just means that it's showing the growth. So like if you've got dead ends that haven't been cut in years, those are more likely to fall when you brush them, to break off, to thin out, to naturally kind of like just shed themselves and like thin out and go away. And it's kind of like as your hair is growing at the top, it's staying one length because your hair's not going anywhere. So if you feel that's the case, get about that much cut off of it. And you might say, oh, well, it's a little shorter than I want. But as your roots grow, that healthy hair will stay intact and it'll grow with the roots. You know what I'm saying? So don't cut it for a while, get it to a good point, and then start trimming it. If I would have had like super regular trims since I grew out my very short hair, my hair would have like, that I cut this latest time, it would have probably been just hovering somewhere around here. I feel like, you know, when I go, if it really needs it, I'll say just a tiny bit, you know, cut off just a tiny bit. But, you know, sometimes don't be afraid just to say don't cut it, you know, and then you can always get it cut the next time. Don't style it so often. Like I said, I'm on my 3rd day and this is what I do. And like I said, I feel stupid that it took me this long. And again, if you have curly hair, very frizzy hair, what I would do, and I would probably say like you've gone the same route as I have your whole life, you're trying to figure out what works. Find something that you can do without heat. Not all the time. I know sometimes it's good to go maybe get it straightened, or find a place that you trust, find someone that you trust that does it without like a ton of damage, or find a way that you can do it yourself and, you know, kind of straighten it and then maybe put a product in it or something, and then something that like really relaxes it. And then you can, and then, you know, as a day goes on or whatever, as it kind of dries out a little bit, you know, it'll probably look a little better and you can go a couple days and then use something in your roots. Find something that you don't have to do every day, that's going to like extend the life of your hair. And especially too, like I said, if you have curly hair, find something like a curl cream or something that you can put in your hair when it's damp or something, and then maybe the next day, you know, fluff it a little. I don't know, I don't know, I don't have curly hairs, but I'm just saying like the curly hair people don't have straight hair either. So we kind of deal with some of the same things, but not like, we all have our own things. But what I do is I wash my hair at night and I will let it just air dry, and I'll put this product in it, and I feel like this has just been this is like a godsend. I love this. I don't feel the need to use any other styling treatment. It's the Living Proof Perfect Hair Day 5-in-1. You guys have seen me talk about this before. It smooths, volumizes, conditions, strengthens, and polishes. And I just feel it kind of like protects it, you know, even though I'm not using heat at night or a hair dryer. So I use a little bit of that in the roots even, and just kind of run it through the lengths of my hair. It air dries. When I wake up, it's very like, you know, if you've got straight hair, you know too, that it doesn't dry just perfectly with no frizz. It's may not frizz, but it's like bleh and creased and shows every little thing. So what I do for that, if I've slept on it and in the morning it looks kind of good straight, I'll use a little bit of my dry shampoo to rough it up a little, give it some texture, and then I'll go about my business. But if it looks especially weird, I will curl it. It's probably like every other time I wash my hair, I'll curl it that next morning. So I'll put my dry shampoo in just to kind of rough up my roots, and for that I've really been loving this Moroccan oil, the dry shampoo, and I'll go over that in a second because I want to kind of go through the process first. And then I use a curling iron. Now I have different curling irons, but I always go back to these, and it's gross, the handle's peeling, but these Hot Tool ones are just so good. This was probably like 8 or 9 years old. And for this, you would think, oh wow, she used like a big curling iron. Like, no, I have learned that for me, this type, like a 1-inch curling iron is all I need. For me to, like if you have hair like mine, if it's really long, I use this one. If it's really short, I use this one. If I use anything bigger, it doesn't get enough curve. Like you see how it's got like one curve and then another curve? So this is like 2 days old curl. It just works. It's just good, and as it falls, it gets more of like a wavy look. The first day's a little more curly, but not, I mean, I don't know. If I use too big of a barrel, it just falls. It would be like totally straight looking today because there wouldn't be as many like bends. You know what I mean? There wouldn't be as many curls that actually went around. So that kind of hides everything. It looks nice, and then I always use this heat protectant, the Paul Mitchell hot off the press, and I don't spray it on each little piece. I actually just kind of spray it all over. I brush it out, and then I might spray it on each big section and brush it out before I do it, but I don't ever let it be like super wet when I use the curling iron on it. Sometimes too, another hair treatment that I use, and I may use this like every 3 times. I'm not gonna say like this is something that I use super regularly, but this is good when I want to give my hair a treat. This is the Caviar CC Cream by Alterna, the leave-in hair protector, perfector, 10-in-1. moisture, shine, smoothness, softens, UV protection, manageability, strength, anti-breakage, heat protection, light hold. So this is really cool too. Both of those are very nice, and I would use that one just in my ends. And so yeah, the first day, like I've got a good hairstyle going on. The next morning, I just wake up, put some dry shampoo in, brush it out, and it's like my hair's styled, you know, and it just feels so nice to have something that I don't have to think about and don't have to do anything crazy to every day. So these products have been a godsend for that, and I'll also go over my shampoos and stuff in a minute because I think it's important too. And I'm not saying like these particular products, are exactly what you need. You just need to find like a good dry shampoo that works for you, and I think this one's really great. It's the Moroccan oil, and this one's for light tones, and you can kind of see it's purple when it comes out, which is cool if you have like blonder hair. But you know, my roots are not super blonde or anything, but it still doesn't look chalky or anything. But they have one for dark tones too, so if you've got darker hair, you can do that. What I love about that is it's very clean. It doesn't look weird. My hair, even though it's on third day hair, I haven't said like, it's never gotten oily or to the point where I need to use one, because I use these every day, so it never gets oily. Do you see what I mean? But this one kind of just, I feel like it keeps it from looking bad if you start using it from the beginning, and then you can stretch it out to like 3 days. I know. And it never gets gross or anything. I have the cutest shower cap because I shower every night, but still, if you do this, you need to get a cute little granny shower cap. So then I use this, the Oribe Dry Texturizing Spray, and I like to do this through the lengths. And yeah, you can use this too through the lengths of your hair, but I kind of don't want to waste that on that. I don't know. This I can use less, and it's just very, very dry. So this one is very good too. So the Oribe Dry Texturizing Spray and the Moroccan Oil Dry Shampoo, that's what I've been using. Now, I'm not gonna say that your hair dryer is super important. Well, for me, it's not. If you were really like straightening your hair and that's what you did, then yeah, it might be, you know, it might be important to like really invest in a good one. And for me too, like I like to invest in a good one because, you know, the times that I do use it, if I have to, you know, shower in the morning, or if I did want to shower, or I did want to dry it at night, I use this, and it's the Dry Bar Buttercup. I love this hair dryer. When I bought it, I compared it to like the GHD to different ones. It's lighter, it has just as much power, and it was a bit, I mean, it's still an expensive hair dryer, but it's not as expensive. I just love it. I think this is a good one. I don't think you can go wrong with this one. Really love it. But this, you know, speaking of that, don't take a brush and like over, you know, work my hair, like one of those round metal brushes, and go nuts like trying to straighten it, because my hair doesn't need that. Do what your hair needs. I cannot tell you how many times I've gone to salons, or like I've gone to Dry Bar several times, and they always do the same thing. I just feel like maybe it's because they're not like my regular stylist. They don't know my hair texture. But when I went to my new girl, she had never seen my hair before. She looked at it and knew that she didn't need to do all that, you know. But it just makes me cringe. I cannot stand it when people with straight hair, like myself, like I go to a salon and they start straightening it like crazy, and I'm like, it does not need that. Like, I love that when I went to my new place, when they blew it out, and I've had 2 different people do it, and they did it the same way, and they were like, yeah, you don't need all that, you know. They used a brush, but it was just to kind of like fluff it back. They weren't like, you know. I'm like, it's like my biggest pet peeve. I cannot stand that when you're like, ugh, and then I feel like my hair is damaged when I leave. It's just horrible. But yeah, I love finding a place that gets it, that gets you. So yeah, don't do all that. Don't feel like you need to do all that. And if you have frizzier hair and you need to do that, use a good product before. Try using something like a cream, like a styling cream that's gonna protect it. Olivia's laughing with Brad. I don't know if you can hear. He's gotta go to work, and I'm like, let me do this really quick. So anyways, she is so big. She sounds like a horse running around down there, and I'm like, I cannot believe that's my baby. Okay, let me hurry and get through this. So, what was I gonna say? I like totally lost my train of thought now. I wanna go play with them. And if you have frizzy hair and you do, you know, you do need to blow it out or whatever, find a place that you can go every now and then and get like a fancy one. They can like teach you how to do it the right way that's like not damaging. And then you can do it every few days, like the same as me. Like I might curl mine every few days. Now mine would be horribly damaged if I curled it every single day and then dried it every day and did all this heat. But maybe you could, you know, learn how to blow it out really good and maybe do that just like once every 3 days or something. And then maybe give your hair a break sometimes and just put like product in it or something and not use heat. So it's just trial and error, and it's all about finding things that work for you, because you may be watching this thinking, yeah, right, no, I would have never thought that I would be able to do this to my hair. No, I'm not saying it's like super great or anything, but it's a big deal not having to wash it every day. And you know, you get in this mindset, especially like sometimes with makeup, you get into mindset of have to do it a certain way, or with hair, have to do it a certain way. And sometimes you don't break out and realize I don't have to do it that way. You know what I mean? So let me think, anything. Let me show you my brushes, because I mean, we all know there's like brushes that are $3,000. Well, you know, so it's kind of like little miracle, like luxury things. You think your hair is gonna be better because of a hairbrush. Like, just don't get one that's like metal and jagged and gross. Get like an okay one, you'll be fine. You don't need all that like craziness. But this one I showed several years back. I got it from Ulta, and it's by Olivia Garden. Oh, I never realized that, Olivia. Got this way before she was born. But I like it because it's like bristly, and you can't tell me that's like any better. I mean, okay, are they natural boar or whatever? I don't know. Would I be able to tell a difference if it was? Probably not. I don't use brushes all day long. And this got like plastic, so it kind of smooth, but then I like it so much. Sometimes I dry my hair with a paddle brush. This is again a very inexpensive paddle brush by Conair. I had my black one by Conair, I think it was Conair, for years, and I lost it. I think I left it in a hotel. It's not like brushing the curl out. You see, it'll just kind of fluff right back up. And then I also have this one. I don't use this one much. Like if I'm gonna put my hair up or I really need something smoothing, I really love this. It's the Goody. It's like the ones that look kind of vintage. This is a very good brush. Also very good to like dry your hair with. If I were to use a brush to kind of put some bend in my hair as I dried it, this would be it. I would not use a metal one for me. And then this is cool too. It's a dry bar brush, but it doesn't have any bristles in there. It's just plastic bristles. And this is a good one too. Everyone needs a wide tooth comb. I really love this one. It's just a Conair one. Just go to your drugstore and grab one. Don't ever use a regular comb or a brush or anything crazy on wet hair. You don't need to buy super expensive hair dryers. You can find great ones at the drugstore nowadays that aren't just like the typical old ones like that your grandma had, or like that I had when I was little, that were just like the, you know, ones that just don't have anything. Like they make them that have like ions and ceramic, whatever, you know, they do all that now. So you can get an inexpensive one and be fine. So yeah, I'm gonna go over products and stuff. It all kind of ties into like caring for your hair. This, whoa, just like sprayed everywhere. The Tresemme, I love this. I didn't put on any today, but when I very first curl my hair, I do, and you may have thought that like it looked like it fell. Yesterday it looked really straight, but then this morning, it's just crazy. Like as it kind of like roughs up a little, because I hadn't brushed my hair a ton before this video, it'll look curlier. You know what I mean? Like it just kind of works. But this is good to use as hairspray. It is hairspray. So yeah, I just brushed it again. I just think that's cool. I've always done that when I do like hair curling tutorials or anything. I always brush it, and you think don't brush it, but seriously, like I don't know what it does. It just makes it like I don't know, it's just good. So what I like to do is I like to keep 3 different kinds of shampoo. I know that seems like a lot. And then a deep conditioner. Just get like a deep conditioning balm. This one is pretty much gone. It's the L'Oreal Absolute Repair, and this is the little one that I got for a penny. That was just like a little sample. I'm not saying this is what you have to get. Just have any kind of deep conditioner, like a little balm like this, that you can use instead of your regular conditioner. Maybe like once a week, once every few, I don't know. Every other shampoo is when I try to do that. But I'll tell you, don't invest in an expensive one. The ones at the drugstore are just as good. So I like to have a really nourishing shampoo. I like to have a really clarifying shampoo. And I think that's pretty much all you need, unless if you're blonde, and then you also need a purple shampoo so that you can keep the brassiness away when it looks a little warm or starts to look a little orangey. Warm, you know what I mean? It just makes it look really bright and beautiful. So again, I'm all about the drugstore for most things. I haven't really used these a ton, although I used these years ago and really liked them. I purchased these because my mom used to use this like a while back. It's the John Frieda Cool Dip Purifying Shampoo. And it's what I like about this, because I have used it a few times, and the reason I haven't gotten as deep into it, for the amount of time I've had it is because I had a clear, kind of more clarifying Pantene shampoo that was okay. It was one of those new ones that was like had the mint in it or something. It wasn't my favorite. I really like this one because it's very clarifying, but it doesn't leave your hair feeling stripped. It says that it cleanses thirsty, heat damaged hair. So while it's purifying, it's kind of like made for blonde hair, and I don't think you have to have blonde hair to use it by any means. It's very minty, very refreshing. And I didn't need the conditioner that went with it. I don't think I would probably repurchase this, but it's really nice. Maybe I would repurchase it, I don't know. I really like the smell of it. I guess when I smell it now, I really like it. When I'm in the shower, I guess I'm just so overwhelmed already with this mint that it's just like, okay, here's another, but it is nice. It smells like toothpaste, just like toothpaste. But it's called the Smooth Seas Detangling Conditioner, blah, blah, blah. You get it. So yeah, if I feel like I've gone real in on the dry shampoo and I really need to, like, you know, then always I use those. But I try to use those like every other time. Since my hair is very straight, you might think, oh, you know, don't use heavy things, don't use really heavy products, don't use super nourishing things. But I'm the opposite. Like, I feel like because it's so fine and straight, I need to use those things. So I really like using very nourishing shampoos, and I have had these before and I am enjoying them. But I remember why I thought these were so weird, even though it works and it's great. It's the OGX Argan Oil Extra Strength shampoo, and I like I said, I love like the color of these. This is the weirdest consistency, and I'm about to gross you the hell out. Okay, so like I'll put it in my hand, and then when I unsqueeze it, the whole thing will suck back up. It's a really gross consistency. Oh wait. Like, it's kind of a weird, like, ugh. It smells really nice, and it makes my hair feel really good when I clean it, you know. So this is good. It says it has silk proteins, argan oil, blah, 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 and it's intensely hydrating and silkening. I love the conditioner. Love this conditioner. So good. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure after that I'll try something different, and one day I'm sure I'll come back to that. I think that you can just find so many different things. A brand that I have fallen in love with that is more expensive at, you know, I think you have to get them like at Neiman Marcus, is the R & Co stuff. And I've had the Bel Air one that I really love. It was the one that was kind of more smoothing and nourishing, which you could kind of do instead of this, which I'm sure I'll probably repurchase that again just to see if it was really as good as I remember after using these products. But I purchased these, and these are the blonde ones, so has a bit of a purple tone. I remember using some that were dark purple, like the Lush one, I think it was called Daddy-O, different ones like that, and I think I'm gonna try those next time, but like a darker one. But these are very silvery, you know, can I get it out to where you can see? It's just very silvery and light. I mean, honestly, it's bright, but that's exactly the color it is. It's just very, like almost white. These smell good. It's just kind of a clean, fresh, kind of sharp scent. But the blonde shampoo, this is, first of all, these are called Sunset Boulevard, and they're named after like LA things, I don't know. It's got like a whole street, like traffic. Same. So this one's like nighttime. Okay, whatever, I don't know. The Bel Air bottles are much prettier. I mean, go figure. But they have like pretty chandeliers. Not that I'm a sucker for the packaging, kind of am, but the products are very good. I want to get the one called Oblivion. That's the clarifying one, so maybe I'll try that next too. The conditioner is really good. The shampoo is really good, and I do find that it helps. But like I said, they're not super purple. Like, I know you'll say like, oh, it's bright. This is exactly the color it is. Like, it's so like, it's silver. It's like a silver shampoo, silvery purple. So yeah, I think I'm next, even though I love those, I'm gonna try a purple shampoo that's really dark purple. I just wanted to kind of give you guys an update and share with you guys how, especially since I've been getting a lot of questions. I think once my hair gets to this point, because I've done this for years, I let it grow really long and then I cut it, and let it grow really long and then I cut it. But every time when it gets to this point, people start saying, wow, your hair has gotten so long, like what are you doing? And I think, yeah, when it gets to this point, you kind of consider it a little longer. And I do feel like it's grown a lot, considering that I pretty much get it cut every time I go. It probably would have been a lot longer if I didn't. And I don't, this next time when I go get my hair colored, which I'm gonna do soon, I'm not going to get it cut. And that's something else. Like I said, don't get it cut, but find a colorist if you are gonna get your hair colored and stuff. I mean, obviously when you color your hair, very rarely will you, unless if you're just doing a totally different color, you'll never really get those ends. And that's where the breakage happens. And that's what really, really is going to affect like the length of your hair. If you've got hair that you're just kind of maintaining, even if you do bleach it a lot, or even you're usually just doing the roots. And for me, I have not colored my hair in months and months, like a very long time. It's probably like this is, like it's at the top of that. That was my, yep, that was all the way. So it's probably, that's, you know, my growth. But I know I'm not a hair maintenance person. I don't like to go to the salon all the time. I don't want to, you know, like I don't want to, I don't know what it is. I like going, but I just don't want to be bleaching my hair all the time. And I don't like that look either. I just don't. I like it to look soft. I like it when it looks grown in. So know what you like. Know if you have more like hair that's prone to breakage or whatever, don't do something that's going to create or going to require a ton of maintenance. When I got mine done, she did a balayage technique, and I did a video about it a while back, but you know, I really told her I don't want roots. I don't want to have to come a lot. And so it's just perfect. I could honestly go another 4 months and not long. I could literally let this grow out and never do another thing and it'd be fine. But I do get to the point where I want it to be a bit brighter. Like right now, when you see me, you see like, you know, the darkness. The day I wore the beanie in that video, my hair looked like it looked so blonde because you were just seeing like the bottom, you know what I mean? So I kind of like that. I like that it kind of gives it a more natural effect and it looks like it could actually be natural. So I don't know, but yeah, just kind of keep that in mind too. Those are all my hair tricks. That is how I've been styling it. That's how I have been loving to do it, and I'm just very relieved that I figured out how to do it finally. And like, okay, I'll put it up, you know, like I love to wear my hair up. I have probably a little hair all over me because I've been like combing, but yeah, breakage I think is just one of the biggest things. So, and I think that like, you know, people that really want to grow their hair out may be the type of people that don't ever cut it, and they get to a point where they're like, why isn't it growing? Like I said, you know, you get to a point where it's just not going to do anything because it's dead and it's just kind of breaking off as it grows. So don't be afraid to get trims. Just, you know, communicate with your stylist. Don't let them cut off too much. Also, I did want to mention these. I wear my hair up all of the time. Yesterday, my hair was in a ponytail all day long. And then today I took it out and it's fine. So get ponytail holders that are like this. They will not leave dents in your hair unless if you use them when your hair is wet, obviously. But yeah, you'll be able to do whatever, and they don't break your hair. They're just very good. And I'll link to where I get mine below. I really, really love these. And then yeah, most days, like yesterday, I didn't want to fool with my hair, so I just kind of, you can do like a little low ponytail, super cute. You can like, don't pull it all the way and just kind of do a little curve like that. Just don't make hair such a big deal. I think nowadays like people just make it such a big deal and it's just not. Okay. I think I'm tired. I think I need to stop. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. I will link to everything below. I hope this inspired you a little bit to give your hair a break and to find things that work for you. You'll be so much happier, like when you don't have to be just doing your hair all the time and oh, it's just horrible. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Have a fabulous week and I will talk to y'all very soon. Bye.